What's up guys? I am back with a new video and I'm a little bit sick, so hopefully you guys can understand me, and I'm sorry if I sound a little bit hoarse. So this video is about how to create earring cards for your earrings. So the reason I came up with this is because a good friend of mine, really quick, I'm letting you guys know, she gave me a file and I tried to upload it on DS and on Design Space, and I could not customize it. I was just having such a hard time, and I was just like, let me just see if I can try and create my own. So this is what I did. Hope you guys enjoy this video and subscribe. Let me know if you have any comments, any questions. Yeah, here it goes. Alright, so let's save this. I'm going to save this real quick. Alright, so we're going to go to images and we're going to type in labels. Now, I believe you need to be subscribed in order to have access to some of these images, so I think you might want to check that out first. So as you're scrolling down, you're going to, I picked the label. You could pick any label, but I just picked this one here. It's like yellow and aqua blue color. So you're gonna go ahead and insert it into your design space. So at this point, I'm going to customize the size. You're going to go up and you're gonna click the little lock, unlock it, and I picked the width to be 3 and the height to be 2 inches. So the width is 3 inches, height is 2 inches. I think that's a pretty good size to add your earrings on it, where it doesn't look too big or too small. So I went ahead and I went to the right side, and I just wanted to make it one single color. So I went ahead and I made it just yellow by clicking on the blue one, then clicking the eye icon, and that would make it invisible. So it would just be one color and it would be the yellow one. So now we're gonna go into shapes and we're going to pick the circle. This part's a little tricky. This is the part that we're gonna create where the earrings are gonna go in. So what helps is if you can zoom in a little bit just so you can see what you're doing. So you're going to go ahead and unlock it and just change the shape of the circle to an oval. At this point, the size doesn't really matter. So what you're going to do is you're going to duplicate it by left clicking and then slightly putting the one you duplicated in front of the one that you made before, if that makes sense. So right now I'm just focusing on the right hand side of the oval, and I'm just eyeballing it, making it look kind of even, and I think that looks pretty good. So you're going to select your entire image and click on the slice button, which is on the bottom right hand side. You're going to bring down these images and just go ahead and delete them because you don't need them. At this point, you're going to go back to shapes, and this time you're going to pick a square. Go ahead and unlock the square, and you can bring it about halfway. Then we go back to what I like to call it the slice method. Is once you have it about maybe halfway, you're going to go ahead and select the entire image again and slice it. So we get rid of these extra pieces which we don't need at all. And then this, we are going to go ahead and bring it over to our label. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and resize it. And we go back up to where the lock is, unlock it. The width, I went ahead and went with 0.583. And the height, I went ahead and I changed it to 0.325. So now that we have the size that we want, we're going to go ahead and lock it. Just make sure you do that. Then we're going to left click and duplicate. The reason why I said you want to lock it is because once you move the image, you don't want it to just change as you're moving it over to the label. So right now we're going to go ahead and move these over to your label. And then this one here, I'm going to flip it. So you click up on the top part and click flip and just flip it. Right here, I'm just like trying to eyeball it and see where I want it to be positioned in the tag. I don't want it to be too high because then the earring will not look right. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to make the card invisible by clicking the eye icon, and I'm just going to make sure that by zooming in that it looks pretty even on both sides. So it does. So I'm going to go back and just put the card back, and at this point I'm going to go back to shapes and click on circle, and we're going to create the holes where the earrings are going to go in. So here I am, I'm going to size it up. You're going to click the icon and you're going to change the width to 0.058 and the height to 0.047. And I figured that's going to be a pretty good size for the earrings. Not too big, not too small. So you're just going to go ahead and lock it and duplicate it. I duplicated 3 times just so I can do 2 of them where the earrings are going to go in and just 1 on the top, which is the one I'm putting now. So I'm going to center it a little bit in the middle, and then I'm going to go ahead and put the other ones right where the earrings should go. So it's time to add some text, and we're going to go ahead and click on text, and right now I'm just looking for the perfect font that I want. The font I went ahead and picked is called Awesome. Then I went to letter space and I just kind of spread out the letters a little bit. Afterwards I just realized I just didn't like the way it looked, so I just continued to look for like another one. This time I went ahead and I picked the font Brandon. So it kind of changed it up a little bit. So I like this one better and I stuck with it. So now you're going to go over to the right hand side and just make sure everything is ready to print and cut. Make sure the text is changed to right and everything else is changed to cut. And then you're all ready to go. So before you go ahead and click make it, you want to make sure you select all and go ahead and attach. By doing this, you're just gonna make sure that everything prints together and that it's just not gonna print on different mats.